So what is up everyone? I figured since the hype for Openclaw has already finally died out, I am going to film you guys and give you guys an honest review of what it's actually like to be on Openclaw and my honest opinion on if you should try to use it or not. So let's get right into it. First thing is I'm gonna just tell you what I think Openclaw personally is and just my harsh opinion on it in general. Basically, what Openclaw is, it's a random AI model with a Telegram wrapper and cron jobs. What that basically means is it's a random AI brain that can schedule random tasks, which is a cron job, and a Telegram wrapper means you can text it and it works through Telegram. So to start, I'm going to address the main point that you may or may not have actually noticed, and it's that Openclaw is used for the most retarded things out there. What I mean by that is you don't see anyone using it to film videos, make videos, edit videos, automate, send outreach, do all of these things. They're using it to check their emails and debrief their calendar for the day. Like, I'm sorry to tell you, but who the hell are you, bro, to need someone to debrief your calendar? You're not Elon Musk and you're not Jeff Bezos. Like, you're not that important of a person that you need someone to tell you what emails to read for the day and check your calendar and tell you the most important things you should do. Like, at this point, these people just want to glaze it so bad, they just take whatever it can do and then they act like it's so big and so important. There's literally zero productivity when it comes to it. So please, if you're going to use Openclaw, use it well and use it for something that actually matters. Don't use it to give you a daily debrief every single day. Now, the second point, you have all heard of this, I can almost guarantee it. It's the easiest way to get hacked. It's so easy to get hacked using Openclaw and it's so easy to hack people using it. Like today morning, my friend literally sent me a text, and guess who decided to reply to him? My personal assistant, Timmy. This is after I set up the custom port and after I set up the conditions to only listen from my number and all the scripts and all the rules and the auth token and all that sort of stuff. So trust me, I knew what I was doing, but imagine, that was my friend. What if it was someone like a hacker or someone from India or China or whatever? Like, I would have been cooked, bro. So please, know that the chance of you stopping it from getting hacked is very, very low. So set it up on a device where if it gets cooked, it's not going to be that deep. Number 3, it is one of the most expensive tools out there. This thing, you have to be a millionaire to use it, bro. So a couple of days ago, I told him to go post on Twitter for me, and he was so retarded, he couldn't find the post button. So he kept on refreshing and refreshing and refreshing and asking the AI, I was using Claude Sonnet at that point, where he should click. When I realized he was just looping infinitely, like 30 seconds in-ish, I completely cut out the process and I checked how much it cost me. It cost me $1 for those 30 seconds of absolute nonsense where he literally achieved nothing. Now, it wasn't that bad, but imagine you had left him to run overnight with a task like that. What if you told him, oh yeah, go post 100 posts on Reddit, and he kept on refreshing like that? That's gonna be hundreds, if not thousands of dollars on one single night of failed usage. So if I were you, I'd try to find a really cheap model or sometimes even a free model. But they're usually so retarded it's going to make Openclaw absolutely bum. So you're basically ruining its cause and it's all pointless. Now, number 4, it takes way more time to set up than you think. On day 1, I remember when I first saw Openclaw, I told myself, like, I'm going to turn this into a full business marketer. He's going to be posting AI generated content for me 20, 50, 100 times a day without getting caught. I thought I could set all of that up in just 30 minutes, but 2 weeks in and 3 to 4 hours a day of coding with Gemini and Claude Opus, this kid can barely post one post on Twitter without completely crashing and bugging out. So it's going to take way longer to set up than you think. I think this one speaks for itself, but let me tell you a story you might actually want to hear on how this thing is basically going to cook up your whole PC. I remember the first day I saw Openclaw, I saw a guy basically talking about it, and he presented it as this big, massive, world-changing thing. The example he gave is this. He said he told Openclaw to go book a reservation to a restaurant. So Openclaw went on the website, found the booking link, tried to book, but then it couldn't book. So it first it signed up to another platform to create voice AI agents, then called the restaurant with the voice AI agent and booked through the call. Now, I am here to tell you that is never ever going to happen. That was an absolute made up story and it's all fake. Because this kid running on Claude Sonnet 4.5, which is literally one of the best models in the world right now, couldn't find the post button on Twitter. But if you go on Twitter right now, which I literally refuse to call X, I don't know if you've realized, and you check the homepage, you're going to see the post button is right there. He doesn't have to click through a lot of pages. He doesn't have to go through a whole process. It's literally right there, and he couldn't find it on Claude Sonnet 4.5. So can you explain to me how someone set him up in one day to go to a restaurant, scroll through the whole website, find a way to book, realize it's not able to book because it needed some personal information like the credit card and all of that, and then literally go to another whole website and build an AI receptionist? Like, my Openclaw can barely search stuff on Google and post on Twitter after 2 weeks of development. So I can guarantee this guy's Openclaw never went to a restaurant website and tried to book and then created its own AI voice agent. That's impossible. If I were to give you one piece of advice, I would say don't run it on a VPS to start. It's so bad. Everyone's telling you it's secure and all of that, but the problem is you don't see the physical device screen. Because what a VPS basically is its own isolated device. But because you don't see a screen, like, for example, if he does an error on your PC where he can't find the button, he just keeps on refreshing the page, you can easily just go and close the page. But if you're running him on a VPS, since you can't see the physical screen, you're gonna have to go through thousands of lines of code and debug him through code. And trust me, that is such a massive pain, it's not even worth it. Now that we have that out of the way, I think you shouldn't use Openclaw unless you're willing to buy its own device and you're willing to go through like weeks of development, hundreds of hours, to turn them into something that actually matters and that can do big things. I'm not talking about like the small email debriefs. With that, I will be updating you guys in about 2 weeks, so a whole month since Openclaw is launched. For now, don't use it. It's retarded. It's useless unless you're willing to dump $1,000 on a Mac Mini and hundreds of hours actually building it.